It's impossible not to fall in love with Giulietta Messina. She's just so alive. She's touchable, too. You can reach out and feel her. She responds to it. You apply value to her. A peculiar significance is placed on her by you. She becomes emblematic of all your amplified emotions, some of which you are too reserved to even express without cowardice. Messina becomes a mystical token of your affections. She operates as hyper-emotional iconography. She's like a poem made physical. Giulietta Messina fascinates me in Knights of Cabiria. Her lover, Federico Fellini, translated her absolute life force into magical motifs. Fellini converted her spirit into symbolic energy. Knights of Cabiria sees Messina in a positively free atmosphere. Messina, as filmed by Fellini, is one of the most beautiful things I have ever experienced. She's so gorgeously human. She conveys all of our colorful conditions and follies and heights. Messina emoted universes of love. She's up there with the most transcendental screen muses. There's Louise Brooks, there's Marilyn Monroe, there's Monica Vitti, there's Anna Karina, there's Magali Noel, there's Jean Moreau and Catherine Deneuve. There's Giulietta Messina. Women who demanded to be photographed and photographed well. These are women who were living masterpieces. They expressed galaxies of truth and magic with their beauty. They were blessed with God-given emotive and expressive powers, but the full totality of their abilities were only fully realized when they were photographed by men who absolutely understood their supernatural appeal and projected the infinite range of their untapped potential. Fellini and Messina transcended the medium together. They complemented each other. Fellini saw magic in Giulietta and he drew it from her, as you would a tarot card. Like some sort of delirious mystic, Fellini conjured from Messina the future ghosts of eternal glamour. A glamour that was authentic and real. A very human glamour. Hers was a palpable splendor. Messina was not remote. She was intensely intimate, but unconfrontational. She was the perfect movie character. She was our entire colorful spectrum of emotion. Her output contained the full totality of the human condition, all things beautiful and embarrassing. Messina gave Fellini her soul, and Fellini photographed it masterfully. Knights of Cabiria is about magical realism. Fellini may have been Rossellini's most devoted pupil, but Fellini could never keep a straight face. His understanding and practice of Rossellini's methods always expressed fantastic qualities. Messina-powered pieces like Knights of Cabiria and La Strada are enchanting, somehow both intrinsically of our world and magnificently alien. Fellini certainly saw magic and authenticity, and he strived to merge the two planes together. Knights of Cabiria is heart-wrenchingly neo-realist and unmistakably Fellini-esque in an early and primitive form. I don't mean to imply that Fellini's vision was not yet fully realized. I'm pointing out that Fellini was still very much infatuated by Italian neo-realism. It wasn't an entirely faithful devotion to style. Fellini sought to expand the language of Rossellini by incorporating more softly surrealist and carnival-like elements into the standard melodrama and theatrics of authenticity the neo-realists were most known for. Fellini also wanted to strip the language of film from value judgments altogether. Fellini was massively successful on all fronts, no matter how ambitious or thematically contradictory his goals seemed. Fellini made a habit out of defying expectations and surpassing the impossible. His achievements appear effortless, but everything he did was incredibly deliberate, choreographed and obsessed over and maniacally practiced. Knights of Cabiria is about objects of value and how that value is applied and by whom. By the time Fellini would create Satyricon and Amarcord, the artist would have mastered the curious craft of refusing to apply value judgments to his work. Whatever value is applied to any situation or character or act, positive or negative, it wasn't built into the frame by the director. It's each individual viewer who was applied value to and derived judgments from it. There is a fundamental difference between purpose and value. Fellini is a man of purpose. He's not particularly interested in dictating your value system. He looks at life as a classicist. Later Fellini masterworks would be acrobatically contradictory. They would be both intimate and detached, meaningful and meandering, vulgar and angelic and genuine, as well as contrived. Knights of Cabiria marks Fellini's first masterful step in this value-free and tenderly sentimental direction. Messina draws value from us. Fellini never applies it to her. He may photograph her poetically within a sentimental framework, but he never tells us how to feel. Messina draws love from us. Giulietta Messina was a genuine article of living pathos. She radiated an aching nostalgia. She became my soft-hearted angel, a drunken sex worker writhing and dancing on rain-slick streets, cursing and crying and smiling over some mystical heartbreak. I wanted to fix her. I wanted to fix Giulietta Messina because I felt healed by her presence. Somewhere in my being, I was broken. Giulietta cured me of my pain. Everyone has a secret agony. She fixed mine. I applied so much ethereal value to her natural character that I turned her into a saint. Federico Fellini wanted to see how much I would willingly apply value to an irresistibly human and beautifully complicated woman. Fellini experimented with my heart and with my sense of judgment and how much judgment I could afford to spend on art. Turns out, I not only saw Giulietta Messina as some sort of supernal archetype, I painted her into the very fabric of my soul. Giulietta Messina is the saint I most love. Giulietta Messina was something more than ineffable. Giulietta Messina was movie magic translated into human form. Fellini didn't do that. He filmed her poetically and tenderly, and I would argue that he photographed her honestly above all else. I was the one who venerated her. I canonized her. I was the one who made her holy. Fellini asked me to judge Cabiria's value. I saw her worth as limitless. I saw her as absolute emotional perfection. Cabiria as my guiding light through this gypsy parade of existence. I saw her as a misunderstood angel. Me. I did, not Fellini. Fellini's most impressive skill was how he photographed his worlds. He made films that allowed me not only to take part in them, but to truly live through them. Films that had nothing to prove, dictate, or preach. Fellini gives me life, multiple lives, in the form of the ultimate cinematic experience. Knights of Cabiria is a film about a husband and wife. It's the ultimate declaration of their mad love and boundless creativity. It's a film about Federico Fellini and Giulietta Messina. It's a film about me and her and him. It's about us. It's a film about truth. Truth and magic. Knights of Cabiria is about how truth and magic are inseparable. It fixed me.